Welcome to the Yeah We Know podcast, part of the Morgan Knows podcasting network. In the ring with Jimmy, Rod, and Chris. Gentlemen, it is that time of year again. It is time for the annual Yeah We Noeys Awards. Rod, you're looking very, very HD tonight. How are you doing today?
Yeah, you know, it's that time of year, right? We get some new gifts, we get some new toys to be able to play with. So we got a new camera over here at Morgan Studios. If you notice me not looking at the camera, it's because I'm used to looking at my keyboard, and so that will throw me off. But Jimmy, I must admit, normally I am excited for the Yeah We Knowies, but right now where I'm at is I'm ready for war, because I guess I'm getting old, kind of like our friend the old man. I forgot the rules here. We have to come up with one award winner between us three. This is going to be interesting.
We have one award winner for the entire show of the Yeah We Know podcast, celebrating our 6th year, I think, doing this for quite some time. Chris King, you have been around a lot longer than 6 years in life, but of course, only about 4 or 5 as a brand new wrestling fan. Do you think
I'm a
you're
newbie.
capable of doing these awards? Yeah,
I'm a noob, and I gotta remind you guys, I am a fan. So don't be surprised by my nominations and the passion with which I will defend these nominations with. I'm really looking at Rod.
All right, so we're going to kind of show you a little bit behind the scenes, as Rod said, where we're just going to talk about each award category, come up with some nominees, and then fight to see who actually is the 2025 Yeah We Know Award winner. And we're going to start off with Tag Team of the Year. And if you'll remember, Rod, one year Chris said, no tag teams.
He most definitely did. He started us off with the bang one year where he absolutely refused to participate in the event. So let's hope we can start off better this year. I know I have a tag team. We'll see if the old man does.
Okay, let's just talk a little bit about some tag teams here. I've got some numbers for you. All right, so tag teams this year in the year 2025, DIY held the belts for 98 days. The Street Profits held them for 119 days. The Wyatt Six, 172 days and counting. Finn Balor, JD McDonough, 140 days. Bliss and Flair, 100 days. Asuka and Kairi Sane, 50. The Judgment Day, Women's Judgment Day, 70 and 33 days, because, there's Liv got hurt, so they had to cut it in half there and give it to Roxanne. Those are all some huge tag teams. Chris, let's go to you. Who do you think should be Tag Team of the Year?
I will start off by saying I think it was a travesty what they decided to do on Raw last night. I'm just going to leave it at that.
And Rod is pissed already. He threw it down.
He's just throwing
it's
stuff.
It's over. Rod just throwing stuff on the ground. I did forget to mention Usos. The Usos have also been champions for about 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's about right.
This may be the one time Rod and I agree, because I am nominating Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. No other tag team on the roster gets as much pop and as much heat as those two do. Bliss and Charlotte.
Brand new team over the past couple of months. Rod, Chris just agreed with you on Charlotte Flair. How awesome is that?
Well, he pre-agreed with me. I mean, he just guessed that I was going to nominate Charlotte and Alexa, because I actually haven't given my nomination yet, but we're off to a good start. Chris and I absolutely agreeing here. It's got to be Charlotte and Alexa. I'm going to let my fandom shine here. Couldn't think of a way to give the queen some love other than throwing her into this category. So Charlotte and Alexa, let's go.
And something that I really didn't think was going to happen. This was a hard category for me. I really had to think about it. But it all came back to Charlotte and Alexa Bliss being the tag team of the year. They made the belts relevant, and now Kairi Sane and Asuka have them. They're fighting with Io and Rhea, so they're get a little bit more action there. But I really do love the team of Charlotte and Alexa. So yes, your 2025 Yeah We Know tag team of the year: Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss.
We weren't even interested in the female tag division last year, were we? Now they're winning the best tag team of the year.
Great point.
And I'm not going to lie, looking forward here, there's a lot of females on our list. And we only have one female only category. So it's a good year for the women for sure. Let's go to PLE of the year. There were quite a lot of good ones this year. Obviously, WrestleManias are always fun. We have Evolution pay-per-view came back this year. We had the Elimination Chamber, which obviously had that big turn at the end. SummerSlam and the Royal Rumble. I'm going to go first, and this is definitely biased on my end. I think the Royal Rumble was the best PLE of the year. The winners of the Royal Rumble were interesting for sure, but they did kind of go on to have some good storylines. Being there in person, Joe Hendry coming in, the Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes ladder match. I just thought it was fantastic. I think it's the PLE of the year. I'm going to go with the Royal Rumble. Rod.
See, like, we have this talk every year, Jimmy, and I don't know if this is the underdog in me. I don't know if this is the Hoosier in me. I don't know if this is the I love to know about a band before other people know about a band, which actually isn't true. I'm not that guy at all. I'm usually, it's got to be on the radio for me to like it. But I don't love immediately going to a WrestleMania, a Royal Rumble, a SummerSlam, or a Survivor Series here. So I reached into a pay-per-view that had zero reason to be a good pay-per-view. It's a throwaway name in Perth, Australia, but Crown Jewel gave us an awful lot this year. We got the fabulous John Cena versus AJ Styles match, and Seth Rollins won the Crown Jewel Championship, which we all know is a huge, major accomplishment for anybody in the WWE to get their hands on. So I have to go Crown Jewel Perth because Seth Rollins became Crown Jewel champion and John Cena and AJ Styles wrestled possibly the match of the year.
If there's a pay-per-view that no one watches because it's on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, is it a pay-per-view? Interesting.
No, because it's a premium live event. As
There you go.
told
Chris,
me,
who you got?
told me many
Yes.
times. I got WrestleMania Night 2. I'm sorry. Call me Joe Schmo or
Really?
the average guy. That just for the ending. No one saw that coming, right? No one saw that turn at the end. Like, yeah, biggest night for me of any PLE. Night 2, WrestleMania. Royal Rumble would have been my second choice just because I was there, and that ladder match was pretty cool.
Rod, I didn't like WrestleMania Night 2. I thought the Cena and Cody match was not good at all. I understand there was a story being told in SummerSlam was the ultimate, I guess, main event that they wanted. Man, Io Sky, though, Dom won the Intercontinental Championship. Logan Paul beat AJ Styles, and McIntyre beat Priest. Now we know. Okay, there we go.
There's your answer. McIntyre got a victory on that day. His guy Dom walked out with the Intercontinental Championship, ran back into the ring to get a standing O. Like, of course he's going to pick that. Jimmy, what you've already seen here is that Chris and I are leaning into our fandom, and you are going to have to be the reason on this podcast because there's no chance WrestleMania Night 2 is the premium live event of the year. No chance.
Chris, I appreciate your incorrect thoughts on this. I really do. I'm glad that you enjoyed that night too. I couldn't get back past that main event. I really couldn't.
I told you guys I'm going to be a fan. We're just getting warmed up.
No, Jimmy, I gotta listen. Fine, go with the Royal Rumble. I made my case for why I like to not pick one of the major four, but Royal Rumble was a hell of a time. Charlotte came back. Alexa came back. Good times.
Chris, is that
Alexa
okay with you?
Back. I didn't say that quite correctly there, did I?
I don't listen. I might have missed something.
This Royal Rumble will always have a special place in my heart. My first ever live WWE event. All right, I was on the floor. Of course, it has a special place in my heart, so I have no problems giving it a Yowie Noeys.
And based on pricing, probably all of our last ones. All right, then. Faction of the year. Last year was a little bit easier. We had Bloodline. That was pretty easy to go through. But this year, there's a lot of different factions going on. We have the Vision, who's currently expanding as we speak. We have the MFTs. We have, we have Judgment Day. Rod, who do you think is going to be your faction of the year?
I did not pick Judgment Day because I refuse to pick a faction of the year for a faction that is just cruising along on fumes on its end days. So it is definitely not Judgment Day. The Wyatt Six, if they put them on TV a little bit more, maybe. But like the Wyatt Six kind of just exist on like Saturday night's main event, which I still don't know how to watch. All of these different streaming services out there. Apparently Saturday night's main event is a thing that happens. Or another, not the ones that are on NBC, but even another one. And I don't even know how to watch that. So I had to go with MFTs because I just think that like as nondescript as the four guys behind Solo can be at times, the face paint was a good addition. And at least I understand the MFTs, right? They have blind loyalty to Solo for what reason, I don't know, but they clearly do. I like Solo as a leader. This faction can be scary at times. Like, just give me the MFTs in a year where I think factions were actually a little down because of injuries. I think maybe the Vision would have been the stone cold number one answer here, Jimmy, but I think injuries affected them.
You're always going to get a good match with the MFTs as well. Chris, now's the time. Your fandom. What do you got?
It's Judgment Day. Give me a faction that's had more belts in their purview and on their waist. No one has had more belts as a faction than the Judgment Day this year, hands down. Whether you think they're on their last fumes or not, fine. But they aren't yet, and they still got belts because Dom's holding them, so Judgment Day.
So I wrote down 3. I wrote down Vision, MFT, and Judgment Day, and I basically took Vision off because they're just kind of, we're trying to still figure what they are. Between the two, I think I've got to go Judgment Day, Rod, but I agree with single thing you said. I agree with everything you said. Judgment Day, though, if Dom is in the Judgment Day, Dom is one of the biggest stars.
But see, here's the problem I have with Judgment Day. Most of Dom's victories this year came with help from El Grande Americano, right? Well, maybe not most, but a very, very good amount. So, like, did the Judgment Day actually have any effect on Dom being Intercontinental Champion? I would say no. Did Finn and JD McDonough actually defend those tag team belts when they had them around their waists? You're going to have to prove to me what show that they actually
doesn't matter. They held them.
Yeah, you're going to have to, so like
Saturday Night Slam, Rod, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The one that I can't watch, right? The one hosted by Peter Rosenberg.
Roxanne Perez has been a really good addition, though. Really good addition.
She has, but she can be nominated in Newcomer or Female of the Year. It doesn't do enough for me to put them above the MFTs, but it seems as if I'm going to get outvoted.
I think you're going to get outvoted on this one with MFTs a close second, because I agree with you. The face paint, unbelievable, and you're always going to get a good hard match out of them. Solo Sikoa did a good job as well. So I think
Solo's a good leader,
I think that's
too.
a good point.
We got to be honest. Solo's a good leader. I think next year you probably have the MFTs at the top, unless for some reason the bloodline comes back and makes you guys all reminisce about the good old days.
So there are so many underrated people in the WWE right now. We have the likes of Bayley, doesn't get much love. Alexa Bliss, even though she's one of our tag team of the year, she underrated a little bit. Bianca Belair, Damian Priest, Finn Balor. You got your Jordan Graces. You got their El Grande Americano. You got JD McDonough, LA Knight, Street Profits. There's a lot of different people that you can pick from here. But the most underrated, Chris, is...
Really wanted to nominate this person, but I don't think they really deserve it because I think the people in the know, the real fans like you guys, the old school fans, like, to me, The Miz is underrated. I think it's just me now getting to appreciate The Miz for what he is. So maybe that's just me. But I am nominating JD McDonough. That dude puts his body on the line.
Nominations? 2?
No, I'm nominating JD. I just wanted to give The Miz some props. But yeah, I haven't seen anybody put their body on the line quite like JD does on an almost nightly basis. And we saw that,
I hope
that
JD
injury
McDonough,
he took.
What was that?
Speaking
Rod?
of that there, Chris, I was going to say, I hope that JD McDonough saw that tweet that William Regal went viral with the other day there, showing the state of his neck and basically just talking about like, yeah, it might not hurt now and you think it's cool, but you're going to regret it someday. And JD McDonough's taken an awful lot of those falls, but I don't hate JD McDonough as an answer. I don't. It's not my answer, but I don't hate JD McDonough as an answer.
So I'll go next. I have Bayley as my most underrated. She is just someone who could do all on the mic and in the ring. She finally started wrestling a little bit more this year, but she just hasn't been put in that program that takes her to the next level yet. So Bayley's been around a long time. I get it. She's a big name, but I still think she's a little underrated. Although, Chris, I do agree that JD McDonough is a very good pick as well. Rod, who you got?
I'm going to give you somebody who was 19 in 23 in matches this year in the WWE. Okay, 19 and 23 for somebody who is not a top of the card guy. That's a pretty decent record. This guy also was number 9 on TV appearances on the entire card. Okay, he made the 9th most appearances on TV in the entire WWE. And what did the WWE do with him? They fired him. The most underrated person in the WWE is Andrade because the WWE fired him and he was in the top 10 for television appearances. He had a 19 and 23 record. He gave up his body in ladder matches, absolutely performed his ass off every time he went out there and the WWE unceremoniously fired him. Name me somebody else, Jimmy, in the top 10 of televised appearances for a company that then got fired.
I never really thought of it that way. I did not do my due diligence on the appearances on TV. Andrade was not on my board, Chris.
No, and I'm kind of upset that I didn't even think about people who were let go as being able to be nominated. You may be right, Rod. I don't know if I can have an argument to that because I loved watching Andrade wrestle. I loved every match that he was in. They were exciting. They were well done, and he put his body on the line just as much as anybody else. Some of those ladder matches he did were phenomenal.
Are we really going to give the most underrated WWE superstar to a non-WWE superstar? Yes, we are. Andrade is your 2025 most underrated Yowie Noeys Award winner. Andrade, welcome to the club. Wow. I did not see that coming. JD McDonough's like, Rod, you're muted, and that's fine. JD McDonough had to like break his whole body. And it's like, seriously, I'm still here. I'm walking, but I'm not great.
I'm glad you guys gave me that one because you're going to hate my nominee for overrated.
It's kind of like when Damar Hamlin didn't win Comeback Player of the Year after he died. It's kind of the same thing, JD. We got your back. Well, let's go right into it. Because I think your most overrated, Rod, is on my list. Rod, who's your most overrated?
My most overrated is somebody who was 14 and 44 in matches this year. 14 and 44.
Not who I thought.
And of those 14 wins, 0 of those were by clean pin. 0 clean pin wins out of 14 wins against 44 losses. The most overrated superstar of the WWE is Dominic Mysterio.
Whoa! The most overrated is Dominic Mysterio.
Jimmy, how many other guys on the card have 0 clean pin wins that aren't complete Tozawas or Otis's? Okay. How many other guys have 0 clean pin wins? How many other guys have 14 wins? Chelsea Green has 9.
2
okay?
years.
You guys aren't going to give me Chelsea Green as a female wrestler. But he has 14 wins.
Well, what wins, though, does he have? He's got a AAA Mega Championship win that you didn't count, obviously, because it was WWE. He's got Intercontinental Championship wins over John Cena, I think, is one of those. So that's interesting. And that was totally clean.
I mean, a couple years
I
ago,
told you guys you'd hate my answer.
We were nominating a guy as Wrestler of the Year, as Face of the Year, who also could not win a match without some sort of snafu, people interfering, or anything else like that. I'm talking about Roman Reigns. You guys loved him. You loved the Bloodline when they interjected and caused people to lose. Like, I get, but Dom's supposed to be a heel, right? He gets booed. He's supposed to lose. You want heels to lose, but you're not going to see another person on the roster that does as well on the mic and has the best interactions with the crowd across multiple different cultures like Dom does.
Wow. Dom Mysterio, most overrated nominee. Chris, who's most overrated for you?
Cody Rhodes,
Oh.
especially Cody after where did I wrote Cody after the Rumble. After the Rumble, Cody completely overrated. And this, I think I have to put more on Triple H maybe than Cody, but like they have done nothing worthwhile with Cody in this character. I'm not invested in him at all. Nothing. I know he's going up against my guy Drew, but I'm interested because Drew's there, not because it's Cody.
Jimmy, we gave you absolutely nothing there. We gave you Dominic Mysterio and Cody Rhodes.
I have AJ Lee. AJ Lee came in and has wrestled 2 matches since she started. She's supposed to be here for the long run, and we haven't seen anything yet. I want to see a lot more. She gets big pops, but right now, what has she done for us lately? So AJ Lee would be my most overrated. So we actually have 3 pretty big names here.
Let me give you a 4th option because I think this guy probably does deserve it because we saw this guy get demoted. We saw him get demoted from a main card back to the tag division. That's Jey Uso. He was given the push, and they were using the belt to try to make the wrestler, and he couldn't get it done. They demoted him back to the tag division. Jey Uso, overrated.
Chris is just like a gunner in Nam right now, just taking aim for the top of the card. Goodness gracious.
All right, so this is interesting because okay, Cody Rhodes is ridiculous. I don't think he's overrated at all. He's like the number 1 person in the company, Chris. I love you to death. That's ridiculous. Okay.
My
Ron, I
argument
kinda
for
think-
Mysterio. Yeah, my argument for Mysterio at least makes sense. Chris's argument
Yeah.
for Cody doesn't.
I also think yours is ridiculous as well because Dominic Mysterio, we literally have a category named Dominic Mysterio level heat. Okay? So that's ridiculous. I think AJ Lee's ridiculous as well because my reason for not liking and thinking she's overrated is the reason they brought her in. They brought her in for two things, and that's it right now.
I'll agree with you on AJ Lee. You know I'm no fan.
Yeah. What do you think about Jey Uso?
That's preposterous. Absolutely preposterous.
I just think
the
that-
fact that every arena in
the
America
yeeting,
still goes
yeah.
crazy. Yeah. It's not him, Chris. It's just not. You are first now realizing what
Yeets are
a
good.
long-time WWE
Booze
fans
at Dom
have,
are
okay?
bad.
Dom has 0 clean pin wins. I'm not talking about heat in this category. I'm talking about overrated. If Dom could ever pin anybody, all right? You called Roman Reigns overrated. Roman Reigns once pinned Edge and
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan together as one lump in the middle of the ring, Chris. Okay, Roman Reigns did that. Dominic Mysterio has never pinned anybody clean. I get that he's supposed to be the reincarnation of Eddie Guerrero, but guess what? Eddie Guerrero beat some dudes before he became shit can heel Eddie Guerrero. Dominic Mysterio was born on third base and hasn't ever clean pinned anybody.
Brock Lesnar, overrated. Jade Cargill, overrated.
Yes.
Lash Legend, overrated. I don't even know if she's rated yet, right?
Lash Legend is, you have to tell me who she is. And I know who she is, but you know what I mean.
Wyatt Six, or they kind of where
Wyatt Six to me are a different category. The Wyatt Six to me
Okay.
are a complete nostalgia play. Wyatt Six completely exist off of the fact that people loved Bray Wyatt at one time. Like that's literally the only reason they exist.
like I like Jade Cargill a lot. I do. I'm a big fan, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean,
I like if we go with Jade or AJ Lee, we risk that we seem like we're coming down on the women, so that's never good for us.
Yeah,
well,
but
I think women are gonna do just fine in our categories.
I can be persuaded to go AJ Lee. More so than I
think we'll
could
just go
Dom.
AJ Lee. I know you
you'd have
two
a
are
problem
not.
with that.
I know you two are not huge fans of AJ Lee. I am, but I think right now at this moment we need to see more. We've got to see something else out of her, for sure.
Yes, like wrestling would be
That would be
an
good.
idea.
I was going to say
That
it's
would be
just
good.
something.
All right, so the most overrated would be AJ Lee. Welcome to the Yeah We Know podcast. We are doing our 2025 Yeah We Know Awards. Hasn't been too much of a fight. It's been a weird year, I think, overall. Some of these categories were tough to come up with multiple nominations, to be perfectly honest with you. But we have our tag team of the year, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. The PLE of the year, the Royal Rumble. The faction of the year, the Judgment Day. The most underrated WWE wrestler, Andrade. And the most overrated is AJ Lee. Not Dominic Mysterio, who our next category
Close
is
second.
Dominic Mysterio level heat. Dominic
one answer
Mysterio
here.
level heat.
Only one answer here. We all better have
What's
it.
the answer,
It better
Rock?
be a sweep like in tag team. This is Gunther. It's got to be Gunther. Gunther has the Dominic Mysterio level heat this year, without a question.
Chris?
Okay,
He
so
didn't say good.
I am either completely dumb again and mistaking what we use heat for, because I was told before that heat can be a good or a bad, like boos or cheers. And I don't think anybody has gotten
It can
more
be.
of anything than John Cena. We have heard John Cena being heralded as a hero and a national icon, as well as just tens of thousands of people singing "John Cena sucks" at this, like all in the same year. I think it's got to be Cena.
I didn't think of Cena. I don't know why I didn't.
I thought of him, but just not in this category.
I had Gunther. Do we want to? Because Gunther was basically January through Mania. And, well, I mean, but Cena was...
November, December.
I don't know. Yeah.
Here's the only thing I would say about
There's
putting
also
John
Seth
Cena up here.
Rollins as well. But anyway, John Cena, what's up, Rod?
John Cena's John Cena. You know what I mean? Like, sure, he got heat for turning, and sure, he got heat for turning back, but like, John Cena's going to get heat forever because he's John Cena. You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily know that like any one thing that John Cena did in a wrestling, well, I guess the turn, you know what I mean? So I suppose that, but I'm just, you know what I mean?
This
But,
is
like,
the first year I've
but-
ever seen
see,
Cena
that's why I've got
wrestle
Gunther-
continuously, though. So, like, I never got to see him before, so maybe that's why I was so much more enthralled by the heel turn and everything else, and then to see the other side of it once he went back to being good. Like, I saw both levels of what this guy could get from the fans all within a 12-month period.
Right now, I think Gunther is in that Dom Mysterio where he can't talk without being booed. You know, he walks out in a T-shirt, which, by the way, beautiful. Love it. I think it's got to be Gunther right now. I do. I understand Cena. I do.
But here's where I'm at with Cena as well. I have not ever given anybody multiple Yowie Noeys in the same year. All right. It doesn't happen at the Academy Awards very often. Like, it's got to be a very special performance. And so, like, I've got Cena elsewhere. And so, like, I'm not opposed to multiple, but I'm just saying on my ballot, nobody won multiple in 1 year.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go Gunther on this one, Chris, but I definitely see where you're coming from on that. Okay.
I got Gunther somewhere else anyway.
Spot or move of the year. Now, this is open to interpretation for sure. Chris, what do you think the spot or move of the year was? Wow. Okay. The only reason I would put that maybe second or third on the list is because it kind of mirrored the spot of the year in my mind, which was John Cena turning heel at Elimination Chamber. I mean, the face. Go back to that moment when you saw that face, and I was like, they're gonna do it, and they did it. And they did it really bad, but they still did it, Rod. What are your thoughts?
They definitely did still do it. That, you know, like, I certainly thought of that spot when I first got to this category to try to throw out nominations. So there's also, Jimmy, would be live back-to-back years, basically, because I think the Liv Kiss spot won this at the Yowie Noeys last year. So that would be Liv winning that spot 2 years in a row. She certainly has become known for big moments, right, in the WWE. That's kind of Liv's deal, right? The Money in the Bank cash in, the returns, the heel turns, you know. So I like that answer out of Chris, but what I have is a move, an actual wrestling move that we were birthed and took flight this year, and I have a specific instance of that move. It is the Soul Snatcher, and specifically October 25th, SmackDown, where Sol Ruca hits the Soul Snatcher on Chelsea Green out of the ring. Phenomenal stuff. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. The Soul Snatcher is great. Love Sol Ruca. Wanted to shout her out, and so I got it on here. Spot of the year.
I kind of like it, Chris.
I mean,
what do you think?
Yeah. What's not to like? Like, that was a phenomenal move, right? It was also one of 100 different phenomenal moves I think we've seen over the course of this year. That's why it was hard for me to like pick like a spot in a match that I thought was better than the rest, right? It's not like the first time we saw Io with the trash can come from the top of a cage, right? They tried to do it again this year. It's not the same. Like, I didn't see that this year with a wrestling in-ring move. That's why I went with Liv Morgan.
I think in the future we just change this to move of the year and be done with it. I think that's a little easier. I'm okay with Soul Snatcher, I think, because I think the Liv Morgan is a great one, but it mirrors the Cena. And Cena was gigantic. But again, we're just going to do move of the year, let's just do move of the year and just be done with it there. I think that's a good point. Vignette of the year.
Chris's favorite category.
This was hard this year because there's no death. You remember last year the White Six got it because they killed everyone in the back. My nomination for Vignette of the Year, for many, many different reasons, is the WWE's WrestleMania 42 poker vignettes of people walking over that weekend, because it was such a huge deal that turned to be nothing. That's why it's the Vignette of the Year in my mind. They got us, darn it.
Well, Jimmy, you can tell that you have been suckered by the WWE so many times, my friend. That is a lifelong wrestling fan right there, by almost enjoying the sucker punch that the WWE gave.
No, they got us. It's on me. That's on me. Rod, what are you thinking?
I went with Vignette. Again, I interpret this as promos. I'm a huge fan of cutting promos. I love when a good promo is cut. In my opinion, we've seen a lot of people improve on promos this year. I see you, Maxine Dupree. I see you, Braun Breaker, right? A couple of people who have definitely improved on promo. We still have some people out there who are absolute Hall of Famers. CM Punk still exists. Seth Rollins still exists. But to me, one guy who you wouldn't think as a great promo cutter cut some of the stone cold classics this year, and that's Sami Zayn. And I'm going to shout him out for a promo him and KO cut before the unsanctioned match at Elimination Chamber. It was broke down the fourth wall, kind of. You really were like, hey, these guys are friends. Are they not friends? It really made you question a lot of stuff. It made you think about what it is to be a professional wrestler's family and watch them going through these kinds of matches like KO and Sami Zayn went through. I absolutely love that spot out of Sami Zayn. Shout out Sami Zayn's spot too, where it was the Rally the Troops spot before the traditional Survivor Series match that they had right before War Games on SmackDown. That was a great promo by him in the back. Sami Zayn, anytime they give him a microphone, he knows exactly what to do with it. So I shouted him out here.
All right. You're never gonna get an argument from me about Sami Zayn. Chris.
My favorite vignette. And like I'm with Rod. This is the video promo package that they will put out, right? Or for whatever. But mine is for a wrestler who just came onto the scene. He had only been seen a few different times. And in this vignette, we get to learn this wrestler's backstory, what he had to go through, where he came from. And of course, I'm talking about the backstory vignette for El Grande Americano.
That's the winner. The Gulf of America. How old is El Grande Americano, right? No wonder Chris loves it, right? That's the other part of El Grande Americano's lore. You don't know exactly how old he is.
He could have been here the whole
Vignette
time.
or promo of the year for 2025 is the El Grande Americano backstory. What would we be thinking right now in 2024 or 2023?
We'd be thinking, what a great storyline by the WWE. And also thank you, Chad Gable, for getting hurt and birthing this storyline to us, because I'm not so sure we would have loved El Grande Americano this much had it just been Gable the whole year.
Well, I can't wait till it's El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano.
Versus
Americano versus
El Grande
Americano.
Americano family. Right? Because then
Yes.
Gable's going to get Otis and Tozawa back, right? And so
Yeah.
then it's going to be
Oh, yeah.
we're going to, yeah.
The three-way, six-man tag.
Or the Creed brothers. They're apparently still employed by the WWE. We could do something
Sure.
with them.
Why not? News of the year.
Also, only one answer here.
What is it, Rod?
July 24th, 2025. Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan, passed away. I'm sorry, man. This is like when John Lennon passed away and they broke into Monday Night Football. This is what it was like when Michael Jackson passed away. This is what it's going to be like when Michael Jordan passes away. This was the absolute icon, the man that we can thank for the gate passing away. You can think what you will about the missteps he made in his personal life, but if we're talking wrestling, it's nothing like Hulk Hogan. And when he passed away, it was a big, huge deal.
Chris, I know Hulk was very prominent more in the 80s, so I know you were a little older then. I'm not sure if you were watching much wrestling then. Do you think that is a good story of the year?
Yes, and I think Rod's also correct, right? We are reminiscing about Hulk Hogan, the wrestler, not necessarily Terry, the man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but Rod's right. There's not a bigger name in wrestling that has done more for the sport than Hulk Hogan. Whether you were an Iron Sheik fan and you still want to say F Hulk Hogan, right? He still does more than anybody else ever could have. He was the right guy at the right time to bring the WWE to the forefront.
Of course. And remember, news of the year is just news of the year. I think Vince McMahon was news of the year last year. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be positive, negative, or whatever. But yes, Hulk Hogan passing away was the biggest news of the year when every single person in America really knows who you are. That's pretty big. That's definitely.
And when 75% of those people have to put a remembrance out and say, hey, RIP, loved you, that means something, man. Not everybody in today's fractured culture, we don't have a lot of people that can reach across the way Hulk did, right?
Rivalry of the year for 2025. There's a lot of them. We had Becky and Lyra. We had Punk and Rollins. We had Cena and Cody. We had KO and Sammy. We had Rhea and Io and Kyrie and Asuka. We had Cody and Drew. There's a lot of them, Chris. Who you got? Chris is muted right now. So
yeah, sorry, because this one's tough, right?
Because it is.
I want to pick a feud where I'm the fan of the winner, to be honest. And the feud I kind of want to pick, even though I also nominated this guy for Overrated, is Drew versus Cody, right? It's a long time coming, but it's not so much, bear with me, it's not so much Drew versus Cody, right? This is Drew versus the WWE and the entire system trying to keep a belt off of him, all right? That's my biggest rivalry. It's not Drew versus somebody, it is Drew versus the WWE.
WWE is your biggest rivalry. Okay. You're not going to be too happy when he doesn't win on when are they wrestling again? They're wrestling in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Not
probably
gonna be
not.
happy, are you?
It's on the 5th,
They-
isn't it? Aren't they doing it
they're-
on the
Is
big
that even
anniversary
finished?
show of Netflix Raw? Is that when they're doing it?
No, I thought that was Punk and
No, they're
Breaker.
doing it in Germany, whenever that is.
Yeah. I see. Here's my thing. I really think the best mic work and the best back and forth and the best realism was Punk and Rollins. I really do. I loved it when Rollins cashed in. I thought that was great when he came down and took the moment from CM Punk. And Rollins got hurt. Do I still do that? Because it's not Cena and Cody because they had one good match. KO and Sammy. I mean, that could be every year.
It's not Drew McIntyre versus the WWE because that's not a real rivalry. That's just invented bullshit in Chris's head. So we definitely can't go with that one.
I'm going to go Punk and Rollins, Rod. What do you think?
I'm going with one that you didn't have on the board. Sheamus v. Rusev. All right. This is a rivalry that took us from April all the way up through August. We got 3 absolute bangers. One. Right? So, I mean, if that's not a rivalry, I don't know what is. These guys absolutely beat the living tar out each other and didn't solve anything. So you guys can have your top of the card rivalries. You guys can have your ones that everybody talked about. Give me Sheamus v. Rusev. Big, meaty men bashing meat.
I think the only 3 people that care about that besides those 2 are us, though. That's the only issue. Because we love
Yeah,
Sheamus.
we know he's Jimmy. Chris wants
We love
wants
Rusev.
to have it be Drew McIntyre versus the WWE. He made that up in his head. It's not even real. So what, you know what I mean? At least mine's real. Sheamus and Rusev really did fight one another.
I like Punk and Rollins. It brought back AJ Lee, who's obviously overrated, as we said. I don't know. What do you think about Punk and Rollins?
I actually don't disagree with Punk v. Rollins because it turned me into a Rollins fan. All right? Let's be honest. I wasn't Team Rollins until Punk came back to the WWE. So I'm not against
That's
making
so
it
funny.
Punk v. Rollins. I don't like you, Phil.
Rod, are you
want
okay
to
with
give my
that?
guy Seth? You want to give my guy Colby Lopez some flowers? Let's go, man. Colby Lopez can get all the flowers. He can break down football games on Netflix. He can wrestle. He can do whatever, man. Colby Lopez, let's go.
It's funny to see some of the commentary on that. Like, wow, he was actually pretty good. Yeah, he's good at things. He goes out every week in front of thousands of people and talks in front of them. He can do that pretty good. And he loves football. Heel of the, not after last week, but that was close. Heel of the year. Lots of big heels out there, including Drew McIntyre is one of them.
That's my nomination. Let's just get it out there right now. Drew McIntyre, heel of the year.
We don't have to go anymore on that. I had The Rock and Travis Scott. I had them as this is more like a real life thing.
Yeah, heel to us fans.
They kind of helped ruin one of the biggest turns in WWE history. I mean, Cena's all but said, yeah, they screwed us over and it didn't work out and we had to go in a different direction. So obviously in being John Cena then saying, but this wouldn't have happened and this wouldn't have happened and this would have, which is true. But I can't, that's ridiculous. You like, hey, we're going to turn him heel and we're going to do this. No, we're not. Never mind. So
hey, guess what? Maybe The Rock should have continued with the storyline because maybe it might have helped this movie, The Smashing Machine, make a little bit more than $4 million at the American box office. I don't know, Rock, maybe.
It's okay. I'm definitely going to go see Jumanji 4. Don't think I'm not. Right, Chris?
Yeah, Jumanji's a good movie series. You should check it out, Rod.
I agree. Chris, what's your heel of the year?
Like I haven't seen it.
I had, actually, El Grande Americano as my heel of the year.
He's a good guy. What are you talking about?
Isn't he kind of a good guy? No, I don't know either. I
mean,
Drew McIntyre came on
he
SmackDown
does all
the other day and intimated that Cody Rhodes' wife needs a new man, okay? He said that Cody Rhodes' dad is in hell, all right? What more does Drew McIntyre need to do to win this award? He literally runs around the WWE thinking that everyone has it out for him. He literally concocts scenarios about how he has been shown disrespect and tells people their fathers are in hell. I don't know what more the guy needs to do.
Chris, rebuttal?
All he does is tell the truth, so I don't understand why Rod's so hell-bent on making him the heel. He's
sorry. I'm sorry. Do you know the devil? Do you know the devil personally? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, let's be honest. But, I mean, have you talked to him?
Chris, what did the Dan Engler family do to you? What did the Dan Engler family do to you? Why do you think that Dan Engler deserved to get friggin' claymored like that? Why?
All I know is that
Drew McIntyre's the heel of the year.
I am a Drew McIntyre fan, and Drew can do no wrong, and I cannot therefore nominate him as heel of the year.
That's where you're wrong.
because he's my face.
See,
Your face.
I can be a Seth Rollins
2025,
fan.
yeah, we know he. Go ahead.
And embrace Seth when he's a face or a heel. That's what Jimmy and I's problem with you here is. We're not saying that you have to abandon Drew McIntyre. You just have to be real about what's going on.
Drew McIntyre, Heel of the Year, 2025, yeah, we know he's.
Boom.
Face
Book
of the Year,
it.
please, Chris. Nominate him. Go for it. Nominate him. You got to. Face of the Year.
No, I did not nominate Drew. I should have, but I wonder
wonder
gonna
why.
use him.
Because you
'Cause
think
he's
to
a
yourself
heel.
that he's yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I gave this to a person that I think deserves it, because if you would have asked me last year if they would have been at the top of the roster, I don't know if I would have believed you. And that's Io Sky. I have her as my face of the year.
I'm not going to lie. I had the same thing, Chris. I had Io Sky as my Face of the Year. I think that universally loved by everyone in the WWE. I think that she's been amazing and had a great year, and probably not the last time I'm going to talk about her. Rod, who you got? Face of the Year.
Phil. Book it. CM Punk, face of the year.
That's a good one, too.
Every single time we saw CM Punk show up this year, he was acting like CM Punk, but it was in a classic white knight heel scenario. Okay. He was talking shit like CM Punk, and he's going out there with his tattoos and his cut off shirts, but he was the white hat cowboy riding in on the white horse so many times this year that, I mean, honestly, once it got to face, I was like, boom, CM Punk. Didn't even think 3 or 4 times about it, wrote it down, moved on.
I have written on my piece of paper here, face of the year dash.
So, Chris, here's the deal. I've gone bad on Rod a couple times. I think you're actually up now on me going against you. Io Sky, I will die for in a couple of these other categories. So I'm going to say CM Punk is the face of the year. I agree with that. He gets a huge reaction wherever he goes. He did a great job with Seth Rollins, like we talked about earlier. So I think I'll go with that. But Io Sky, unbelievable year for Io Sky. She's going to win something. Don't worry, Io. You'll be fine. Speaking of something, match of the year. There are a lot of matches to go over for match of the year. Let's go to Rod real quick. Rod, what's your match of the year?
Hey, I'm just looking up here. We skipped over Newcomer somehow, but I do have match of the year.
We did. We'll do that next.
All right. Match of the year I have as the triple threat TLC match between DIY, the Street Profits, and the Motor City Machine Guns that went down on April 25th, 2025. The boys were a little mad that they were not included in the WrestleMania card, and they absolutely showed out. You could have put the Hardys, the Dudleys, Edge and Christian in this match, and they would have been hard-pressed to do some of the spots that these guys pulled off. Ciampa is absolutely insane for some of the stuff that he did in this match. Montez Ford continues to impress anytime you give him this ability to show off how high he can jump, how many times he can flip and spin in the air. This match was insane. Insane. It's easy to pick a match that got 25 minutes at the end of a PLE because, of course, we constructed it to be that way. This match probably shouldn't have been a match of the year contender, and it was that good.
Chris, thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was on my short list. That was a phenomenal match. And
Okay.
if it wasn't for the fact that I was at my nomination for match of the year, it probably would have won, because I love that match. You know, I'm a Montez Ford fan anyway, and I have learned to respect what Ciampa can do as well. But my match of the year was the ladder match between Cody and KO at Rumble. All right. And this is why I was on the floor and I was looking up and watching them fall. All right. And when you're at floor level watching that, it's a whole lot worse than what you see on TV. That's all I'm going to say. And I saw that match live. That was a phenomenal match. They beat the hell out of each other. Match of the year for me.
Man, I love that match. Rod, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, that's another one that, like, it wasn't the end of the Royal Rumble, clearly, because, you know, the Royal Rumble is the Royal Rumble, but man, that was a heck of a match. I mean, we were all absolutely hyped up. We were kind of looking at one another like, man, what are they going to do to top that? And then the Rumble still ended up being pretty good, but I'm not going to be mad if you guys pick that match over the Triple Threat TLC, because it's definitely a little higher stakes.
That was my match of the year, and I think that will be match of the year. But we also have to give shout-outs, guys. Shout-outs. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. That's kind of the beginning of the EO Renaissance, if you will. WrestleMania 41. Cena and Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. Coming off that debacle that was WrestleMania. That was an amazing match as well. We had KO and Sami Zayn, the unsanctioned match like we talked about. Rollins, Punk, and Reigns was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
At WrestleMania as well. And then obviously we had Cena and Styles at the the Down Under. Let's see. And then obviously that triple threat ladder match. When we saw that, that's one of those when you see it's like that's going to definitely be in the match of the year contention. But I do have Cody and KO as the winner there. Anything we can give KO in 2025 is fine with me because
that's right.
He needs to come back. Hopefully, and he's cool. You know, he needs to come back if he can. Newcomer of the year. Now, this is newcomer to the WWE, okay? So everyone calm down. We know people have wrestled before, but this is in WWE. Chris may not know people wrestled before, but we know, okay? So, Chris, who is your newcomer of the year?
Roxanne Perez.
Let's see.
Number 2 on my board.
Yeah, Roxanne Perez. All right. She's been one of the top workers of the year. She is at the top of the list when it comes to TV appearances and matches on TV for the WWE this year. So she has came out and
just 72 or something insane like that.
Yeah, she and her matches are phenomenal. She doesn't have some of the issues that we see some of these other people
65.
Either coming back from a hiatus or coming in where you have weird spots. It's never seems to be on her or in her matches.
Rod, who do you have? Because I may rethink because Roxanne was on my board, but here's my dilemma. Like I think Penta has been amazing this year. He had a great year, but what you have Penta?
Yep. He won his first 7 matches. He won his first 7 matches. Skyrocketed to the top of the card. Let's not talk about how the end of the year went for him because, frankly, he got skyrocketed to the top of the card a little too quick and was just never going to beat some of those guys. And L started stacking up. But Penta, the way that he wrestles, the sheer joy that he has, the explosions behind him when he comes out, Zero Miedo has become a thing. Like, Penta was huge there for a little while. And unfortunately, injuries derail so much of our fandom in the WWE. And he got hurt at a time when he was really hot.
Yeah, I think Penta's going to win this one, Chris. Roxanne Perez, though, no question. Amazing.
He was number 3.
Sure.
He was number 3 on my list. I had Stephanie Vaquer as my number 2.
Yeah, I had her too. But I think Roxanne Perez, though, is definitely more than Stephanie Vaquer right now, for sure.
I've got Vaquer at a category later, if you want to be real here.
Ooh, interesting. All right, Workhorse of the year. We love this one.
I'll go.
Yep.
I'll go. All right. This person wrestled 66 times on television. This person did not miss an episode of SmackDown all year long. And unfortunately, it has been proven to us that this person is not a top of the card superstar. We have been shown many times over that this man will never be top of the card. So that's why he is a workhorse. LA Knight. Yeah.
I had 67 times, but again, terrific year from him. Roxanne Perez at 65, Penta 63, Stephanie Vaquer 53, and Jey Uso 53 as well. Chris, who did you have?
I had Roxanne Perez again in this category just because, and I only gave her the edge over LA Knight because she's a newcomer, right? This is her first year on the main card, and she has absolutely killed it week after week after week. So that's why I put her above LA Knight. But hey, I will not care if you guys give it to my boy. Yeah.
Listen, LA Knight's had a tough year. You know, he's so good. Does everything he needs to. Can't get there, right? Got killed, I think, on a car, if I believe I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
Roxanne Perez, let's go. Congratulations, but LA Knight is going to be your winner, though. Roxanne Perez, good job, but LA Knight should win.
I wanted to make him the winner just to point out that unfortunately we know that he's not top of the card. So we got to give him an award like Workhorse.
Male Wrestler of the Year.
You guys do not have who I have.
Like, what do you do? This was tough for me. Like, I have 3 people written down. I honestly have 2 people written down. I have Gunther and I have Dragunov written down. Like, what am I doing? Let's go. I have Dragunov down just because every match he has is a banger. and he is still oh no, he's not. But I think he's done an amazing job this year. Now that's kind of dumb. I don't think he's not going to win. I want his name out there. Dragunov is my male wrestler of the year.
The pain will entertain you. Well, Jimmy, I love that you started because mine is similar to that. I'm not giving you Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. I'm giving you Braun Breaker. All right. This is a man who we have seen basically skyrocket from January to now. He's getting ready to fight CM Punk for the belt. He's probably not going to beat CM Punk for the belt, but it's a big spot for him. He's now the leader of the Vision. His promos get better and better. His in-ring work gets better and better. And you know what? He was on the field with Lamar Jackson. We ain't the same.
That's true. That's true. Chris, who you got? Male wrestler of the year.
Okay. Hands down to me, it's Gunther.
I'm not going to argue.
Right.
I'm not going to argue about Walter.
What does this guy do but just come in and destroy and retire legends? All right. And that's what we're going to see him do. He's going to do it to AJ Styles. He did to Goldberg. We saw him do it to Cena. He'll probably do it to Rey Mysterio if Dom doesn't do it first. And he'll do it to Roman. And he'll just keep on doing it. Like, the guy just comes in and dominates whatever he decides to.
Whoa. Did you just retire Roman Reigns in 2026? What just happened right there?
Not 2026 necessarily, but, at some point.
All right. I mean, because Randy Orton would be a name that you could give me, and maybe he'd retire in 2026, but hopefully not Roman.
All right, so are we good with Gunther being your wrestler of the year?
I mean, I'm certainly not going to argue against it. I didn't really think it was going to be Braun, but kind of like you wanted to shout out Dragunov, which I have no problem with. I wanted to make sure Braun got a little bit of love here because it was a big year for him.
All right, Gunther, the male wrestler of the year. Women's wrestler of the year. It's Io Sky. Next question.
Io Sky.
Rod's going to say, yeah.
I've got La Primavera. She barely lost this year. Won herself a belt. Like, what else does she have to do? You said how many times she wrestled on TV?
No,
Io Sky's more annoying to me than she is to you guys. Io Sky's more annoying to me than she is to you guys. So I didn't have her anywhere on my board.
I love Stephanie Vicker. I think I like her more than Io Sky in general, but I think Io Sky's your women's wrestler. Overall, wrestler of the year.
So you like your women's wrestler of the year to basically play caddy to Rhea Ripley. That's what you like your female wrestler of the year to do, to basically cower in
I don't
the
think
corner
you
so
can.
Rhea Ripley can save her from the big bad Asuka and Kairi Sane. That's what you like your wrestler of the year to do?
You got to take the bulk of the year where that wasn't the case. There was a bulk of the year where Rhea wasn't even involved in the top part of the women's roster, right? It was carried by Io really from WrestleMania until November, when Rhea did come back. And then I don't necessarily like it, but like Io's not writing this for her either. Io is still female wrestler of the year.
But they are. That's my problem. They are. If she really was what you guys are saying she is, then why did they just absolutely dump all over her by giving her this storyline? So that's why I didn't shout her out anywhere, because I took the WWE's cue. If they think that they need to protect Io Sky from the big bad Asuka and Kairi with Rhea Ripley, then I'm not nominating her for a friggin' Yowie Noe.
You guys fought me against Jey Uso being overrated, and he got demoted.
Yeah.
He didn't get demoted. He just became the first ever 9-time tag team champion and further solidified him and his brother as the best tag team the WWE's ever seen. First ballot Hall of Famers. That's all.
I had a heavyweight belt. Now I have a tag belt. I wonder which one's better.
Wow. See, I think, listen, I love
Io Sky didn't even have a belt, Chris. If you want to start talking belts, your girl Io Sky didn't even have one. Stephanie Vicker does. So be careful with the arguments that you make.
She held on to her belt longer than
so
Jay held on to his.
Perez, though. It's Io Sky. But I see where you're coming with Stephanie. I do. Rod, who's your overall wrestler of the year?
This is where you give John Cena his proper kudos, okay? This is essentially Best Picture at the Academy Awards, okay? This isn't a screenplay nomination. This isn't a cinematography win. This is Best Picture. John Cena floated the entire boat of the WWE all year long, okay? He burst us Gunther. He brought AJ Styles back, okay? He did so.
Chris.
I got Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, to me, drove the side of the WWE and that heavyweight belt with a whole lot more interesting stories and rivalries than whatever they were doing trying to send John Cena off. I think I have complained throughout the year after they stopped the Cena heel turn and he went back to good that I lost interest, right? I didn't think that Cena needed to lose to Gunther to help Gunther get over any more than he already was. I just wasn't as invested as I was in the Rollins side of things. I think it's a shame that Rollins got hurt and we weren't able to really fulfill what the vision was supposed to be, right? So I'm giving it to Seth Rollins.
So I think that's right there where I can't give it to Seth Rollins for the overall of the year. Kind of like I can't give it to Gunther either, because while he had some great moments of overall wrestler of the year, I do have John Cena as well. I do agree with Rod on this one, even though he was wrong on the women wrestler of the year. But I do agree with him that John Cena took a year-long storyline that had a huge cratering effect, brought it back up to where people cried when he tapped out. And it wasn't one of those, where's the camera? I'm so shocked. It was people were actually crying and angry because they thought they were going to get their big moment, as did I. But what happened then? You made the number one heel in the company. I think it's John Cena, Chris.
Here's the thing on Rollins, Chris, because the way you said that, you know, you'd never be mad at somebody giving your boy LA Knight an award. I'm not going to be mad at you nominating Seth Rollins here, right? Victor Wembanyama didn't win Defensive Player of the Year last year because he didn't have enough games. Nikola Jokic is probably not going to win MVP this year because he's not going to be out for the next 4 weeks, and he will be in under the 65 games, right? Even though Jokic is having the most efficient season anybody's ever seen in the NBA, just put up 56, 16, and 15 the other night. You know what I mean? So it's like, he's great, but he's not going to get the award because we have certain rules. And as much as I love Seth, a.k.a. Kobe Lopez, he can't be the wrestler of the year because he was injured too damn much.
Either fake or real. But
True.
Anyway. And that has been your Yowie Noeys, our tag team of the year, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, our PLE of the year, the Royal Rumble, the faction of the year, the Judgment Day, the most underrated Andrade, the most overrated AJ Lee. Dominic Mysterio level heat goes to Gunther. The spot or move of the year goes to the Soul Snatcher from 1025. The vignette or promo of the year goes to El Grande Americano backstory. News of the year was Hulk Hogan's passing away. The rivalry of the year, CM Punk and Seth Rollins. The heel of the year, Drew McIntyre. The face of the year, everyone's favorite on this podcast, CM Punk. The match of the year, Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens from the Royal Rumble. The newcomer, again, we understand in WWE, the newcomer is Penta. The workhorse of the year is LA Knight. Yeah! Male wrestler of the year is Gunther. Female wrestler of the year is Io Sky. And the overall wrestler of the year is John Cena. Gentlemen, the Yowie Noeys.
I want to shout out one thing. All right. I love that we did underrated Andrade because that's the thing the WWE did this year that made me the most mad. It really is. Like, they're going to make other baffling decisions at times, but letting Andrade go made no sense to me. So I'm glad we got to shout it out that way. But my answer, had I not wanted to do my political move for Andrade, would have been Mello, because Mello don't miss. All right. I've never sold my Mello stock. The guy wrestles his ass off and he won the U.S. belt. I wasn't even mad that he beat my guy Dragunov. That's how much I got stock on Mello.
And shout out to Dragunov, Roxanne Perez, JD McDonough. Let's see some other people that were on here. Dragunov, like you said, a lot of good workhorses, a lot of good wrestlers. Fun year in WWE. Royal Rumble coming up in less than a month, or in about a month, actually. Can't wait. Chris, take us home. No, he's not going to take us home. And with that, you've been listening to the Yeah We Know podcast, part of the More You Knows podcasting network. In the ring with Jimmy, Rod, and Chris.
Goodbye, net. Yeah. Wally Pipp, baby. Chris lost his microphone there.
I think he did. Was he that
Too
angry?
bad that didn't happen before some of his crazy nominations.